Hey there, YouTube. Christian Obermiller coming at you from Team Z Fighters at Alien Games. We got a deck profile for you who is part of the team but wanted a deck profile, so here he is. There we go. This is Matt Rickman, right? And he'll be showing you what he played today on Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. So let's go get right into it.
All right. So this is Spellbook's Prophecy. It's the basic World of Prophecy build with a few of my own twists. Your boss monsters, I play 1 Priestess and 2 World. A lot of people play just 2 World. I like the Priestess because it's not completely dead in your hand like World can be, and obviously you some versatility where you can banish the Spellbook on your turn and Eternity it back, and it just gives you more plays. So I do like the Priestess. So that's your boss monsters. We play the 3 Temperance to get them all out of the deck. Probably the most powerful card in the deck, and then 3 Magician.
So basically, these guys are like your tour guides.
Yeah, tour guide.
In a way.
Yeah. 3 Stratos gets you any book out of the deck. I play 2 Stoics. Stoics, when it's sent to the graveyard, you search for a level 3 Prophecy monster from your deck to your hand. And the good thing about it is it cannot miss timing. And the deck plays things like Foolish Burial and Raigeki Breaks to get to the grave really quickly. So it speeds up your engine, it gets you your Temperance quicker, and lets you drop your boss monster and win.
Oh, it's just sent to graveyard.
Sent to grave.
Not from field to grave.
That's
so
right.
In a sense, it's better than Sangan.
Yeah.
Even though Sangan was the best searcher of all time.
That's right.
For the low-level boss monsters.
Yeah, it also lets you get something off tower. If they MSC your tower for some reason, it gets you still have a target in the deck. So that's it's 11 monsters. So there's that. Some people play less monsters. The Priestess and the 2 Stoics added up. Some people must play 9 or 10.
Spellbook is going to end up like E-Heroes.
That's right.
Only playing 8 monsters.
For your spells, I play 15 Spellbooks, 2 towers. Best Spellbook in the game. The only reason that this deck is successful is because of tower. It lets you get a +1 every turn. So it has it's hard to play around. If they MSC it, you can plus off of it. You can get your Stoic, get the plus off that. So this is the best card in the deck, hands down. Second best card in the deck, in my opinion, is Crescent. Lets you reveal 3 books from your grave, and they randomly add 1 to your hand. They don't know what you add, so it lets you play mind games on your opponent.
Well, they know 1 of 3 cards.
Yeah, they don't know exactly what you get. So
you need to get another super.
I know, yeah. There's a couple. This deck isn't totally full.
My Crash Bugs need to become super.
There you go. Yeah. Reprint for Crash Bugs, super rare. Astro Pack 4.
Yeah. Or 5.
Yeah. It's also really important to play this card because it lets you get Fate turn 1 with 3 books in the grave. That's the best that this deck can do turn 1. So this card's really important to play at 3. Some people play Duality, but it conflicts with this card. I also don't main any MSTs because you can't activate any other non-Spellbook cards or non-Spellbook spell cards during the time you activate this. So the main deck is tailored to use this card to its most optimal use. 3 Secrets, obviously mandatory. 2 Masters, yes, they're very ugly. Really good card. 1 Eternity, 1 Power, 1 Wisdom, 1 Fate, and 1 Life.
Because you can recycle them back.
That's right. I only play 1 of each because you never want to have 2 of any of these in your hand at any point in the game. They can all be recycled.
This guy, I wouldn't mind having 2 in my hand.
You can only activate 1 per turn.
Oh, really? I thought it was 2.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. That's why you
this one.
use him.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people play 2 Eternity. I feel that if you pilot the deck correctly, you don't need 2 Eternity. You should always be able to keep your engine going. If you play 2 Eternity, it allows you to banish 1 off Fate and not completely shut off your engine. But I'd rather just play the deck correctly and not have or potentially dead draws in the deck. That's 15 Spellbooks. That's all for that. I play 2 non-Spellbooks in the form of Book of Moon. This is an honorary Spellbook. Lets you dodge Veiler from your Magicians, things like that.
Yeah.
And the 1 Foolish Burial. I find this is really important to dump your Stoics, and you can also dump World and Priestess to get those out of the grave with life early game if you don't have another another way to get to them.
Or if you need to deck thin and
That's
don't
right.
want to draw into
Yes,
them.
you don't want to draw this card, and you don't want to draw your temperances if you already have one. So
Well, I don't mind drawing this card
It's not terrible.
or this card because
Right.
reveal 3 special.
but this card is god awful to draw. Let me tell you.
Because it's nearly impossible to get it out, right?
Yeah, the only games I've lost is games where I open dead hands. Where my deck bricks and I just can't make a play. And those
Yeah.
usually consist of World, Mastery, Eternity, Temperance, things like that.
Yeah.
So the Foolish is really important. That's 17 spells for the whole deck. The remaining 11 or 12 are all traps. In the form of triple Reckless Greed. Really important, since you draw off tower anyways, you don't necessarily need your draw phase sometimes. And resolving 2 will oftentimes win you the game. And it can also be really clutch where if you have, say, 2 books and a priestess in your hand, you can just flip this, have a chance of drawing that 3rd spell.
Yeah.
Drop the priestess, go from there.
Yeah.
I played 3 Raigeki breaks. This gets dead cards out of your hand. Again, all the dead cards you don't want.
Again, he isn't necessarily a dead card, neither is she.
Right. And this can be dead late game, so that's another target for break. The deck has a lot of cards you can afford to discard. And with things like Stardust Spark Dragon not being so prevalent in the meta, I feel like this is a really good card. Some people play Wing Blast because it doesn't destroy. But since I'm not maining MSTs, this does the same job. So that's really good. I think it's really important to play enough discard outlets. I play 2 Mirror Force. The important thing about Mirror Force is it doesn't target. It still destroys, but it doesn't target. That's really important. And through my testing, I found that if your opponent is playing around Fate, they're playing into Mirror Force. So that's really critical. A lot of people don't realize that, so I take full advantage of that.
You need to get another Ultra.
Yeah, I do. Daily Traps, 1 Bottomless, 1 Warning. I don't play Compulse. I feel these 2 do the job. Compulse, there's not as much XYZs in the format, so I'd rather just get rid of the threat immediately instead of postpone it. And then the other 2 cards I play are 1 Divine Wrath. Everyone knows how good this card is. It's a spell speed 3. Discard a card, negate effect anywhere. You can negate Cranes, Honest, Graphis, things that activate the graveyard. This card is amazing. I've tested it at 2 and then 2 breaks. But I found that this card can often just sit on the board, and you can't really afford for a card to sit on the board for 2 or 3 turns and not be alive. So I dropped it down to 1, but it's still good enough to warrant playing the 1 in the main deck. And then my tech is 1 Transmigration Prophecy. It's good to put your own targets back in the deck, as well as shutting down your opponent's plays.
Yeah, because going back to Crescent,
That's right.
Make Crescent live again.
That's right. I stopped Grappas, I stopped all sorts of Boujin effects. I stopped a Hornet today. He went Centipede effect, get the Hornet out of there. So this card's really great. That brings you to 40
Oh yeah,
cards.
it's a chainable effect.
It is.
Makes it fizzle.
Yep, it does. So that brings you to 40. For the extra, this is what I want today. It's a neat little token.
What place did you come in before you go there?
I went 4 or 5-way tie for a second. I went 4-1, losing to Light Swarms, dropping JDs, and Thunder King.
So Sax Swarm.
Sax Swarm, that's right, exactly what happened. Got a couple tokens, Kenny, Captain Styrion. The only card that really matters in the extra deck is Shining Elf. Other than that, you have things like Dagus the Phoenix. He's important because Prophecy don't have a way to finish the game quickly, so this lets you get a lot of cheap damage in early game. Herald, really good card. Kappa lets you stall for game. Yashi, not so relevant. Out of the last 5 tournaments I played, I summoned this 9 out of 10 times. Another important card is Downer Magician, a new secret rare out of Legacy of the Valiant. I don't have one, but it's a really important card because being able to go that, main phase 2, having a 2700 beater backed up with a Fate and a Raigeki break is ridiculous. So that'll win you the game a lot of times.
Real quick, we're at the 9-minute mark, so you only have 6 more minutes.
Great. The rest is all just a bunch of junk. That you can put
That
your own
is
stuff.
definitely junk.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll be switching to get that out for Downer Magician,
That's
right?
definitely. There's a lot of space here. I don't even play the second Priestess, so and I don't even side Veilers, but this is just potential things you can make. So there's that. Side deck not really important. It's all based on your locals. I play double Kaiku. Max Z, something to draw into, and then just hate for everything else. That card's really important, and then this card, it doesn't conflict. You side out your stoics, and so that's Prophecies. It's a really good deck. I've top 2'd every local I've been to since I started playing the deck, and I love it.
Except you didn't top 2 today.
I didn't. Oh no, I didn't. I top 8'd. It was a 5-way tie for second. So.
You probably would have gotten into top 8 if it wasn't just if we were allowed to play out, but unfortunately no.
Yep.
But anyways, guys, this was Matthew Rickman's Prophecies. So are you going to be playing this at the OTS or Regionals?
I believe I will. My other deck is Constellars, but this deck's amazing. I'm going to keep playing it.
Okay. Well, peace out at YouTube. Team Z Fighters over now. As soon as I can find the damn button.